and focus on why responsible AI, of what is this topic, responsible AI. Okay, when we look in terms of why responsible AI, why it's important for us to understand it because of I've chosen to just list these type of um, um, context here for privacy. So how do I look at privacy? How do I see it? Is it important for me? And this is on your point now, Hilda, in terms of that type of confidentiality, because I think privacy and confidentiality, those two are coming in hand. And especially in the context of education, it's important for us to understand the bias in artificial intelligence, and also then being able to articulate that well to our audience. Um, and it's also important the safety. There's one thing I want us just to think of, and it's especially in terms of when we were now engaging with the AI. I think I heard it coming from Colleen, and I even am a culprit of it. You know, you tend to be this polite person, like, please, ChatGPT, how are you feeling? I'm feeling good. Please and thank you. So we tend to put a lot of human type of aspects to or towards our artificial intelligence chatbot, whether it be Siri, whether it be ChatGPT. And for us who have already obviously developed well in terms of our cognitive senses, a type of emotional security and intelligence, for us it might not be it might not be such a severe thing. But imagine a learner that is uninformed about artificial intelligence, uses it, now starts to build that relationship with that artificial intelligence. I was at one session where one of the participants said, no, I was speaking to the AI about my father's passing, and the AI told me, no, but I've got bipolar. And I mean, telling a child that already now sets that type of precedent, because individuals, and especially from learners' perspective, they've started to trust more in a technical response of a response from an application than a response from a learner, an educator. And I'm speaking from a perspective as a parent of three boys. Um, so it's important for us to look at that, and those are the type of concerns. So the more we educate ourselves in terms of the safe, ethical, and responsible use of artificial intelligence, the more we can start to trickle that um, into um, our type of lessons delivery and how we also engage with the beneficiaries. So these are the type of principles that responsible AI is built on. It's built on accountability, inclusiveness, reliability, and safety, fairness, transparency, and also privacy and security. And this is what I also want to leave you with, if nothing else. The designers or the architects of artificial intelligence are all individuals that are disconnected from South Africa and the South African context, or even the continent as a whole. So it's built by Europeans, the West of this world. And we can now, when we think about AI and its bias, if all AI is created by individuals out of the African context or South Africa context, how relevant will certain type of prompts and responses be? So if we start to incorporate some of these AI topics into education, and I'm not even just saying how we can use it specifically in terms of the applications there, but just the fundamental knowledge of it, we can then start to nurture the minds of our young learners. And how great wouldn't it be if we find that out of our pool, I mean, we've got a lot of organizations here now, out of the pool of individuals that we work with, individuals are coming in that are becoming AI architects, AI engineers, building systems well informed with the context of South Africa, build it at home locally, and it's well informed so that it's very inclusive. Point number two on the responsible AI. Okay. Um, I'm not still going to touch upon this in terms of the Mentimeter just because of time, but let's just maybe think of it as an as a quick thought. Um, should AI grade learners? Just anybody's thoughts on on this. Okay, so just think about it. And what um could actually come out of this. And I mean, I'm just thinking, in terms of the comment that I made when we were speaking about deep learning, when it comes to progression, will AI be able to allocate the type of emotional type of component and understand um, the tendencies of that child when it's grading it? There are tremendous benefits in terms of AI grading in the systems, and we'll speak to that now when we come to AI in education. So, where does AI fit in the realm of education? Firstly, we can look at AI in the lens of personalized learning. Our classroom sizes are anything between 30. It's a very good, like 30 is like a very good number in the context here in South Africa. But it's anything between 40 to 50 individuals in a classroom. Educators are overwhelmed and not able to personalize the teaching styles to fit a specific type of different learners. So you need to generalize a lot of your learning. And obviously, this creates difficulties or challenges on a number of fields of instances. So when we start to use learning applications built on AI platforms, what actually happens is, as much as that child starts to use it, so whether it be Khan Academy, maybe there'd be applications like Green Shoots, where there's personalized learning coming. So as the learner engages with the platform starts to learn how these learners are answering these different questions, the type of struggles that they get in terms of the difficulty levels. And the more that learner is exposed to that platform, the more that platform becomes personalized. You might not even have noticed, or you should have if you're using it over a number of times. Even your AI, your chat GPT, the more you engage with it, the better it becomes at answering you in the context, whether you're using it for work or for studies. It will know exactly, okay, Lionel Blooms, you do facilitation, you work in the non-profit sector uh, with ICT as one of your key type of focuses. So personalized learning. So that's an avenue to follow. Quiz generation, so something similar to what we did. So Kahoot's not just there for type of true and false questions, but you can also build um, in-depth questions, obviously, on Kahoot, whether it be multiple choice, and it can be fun and it can be gamified, and it really starts to make learning very interactive, which I know if you're looking at a class of 50 individuals or 50 individuals at your after school club and you only one facilitator, there's only so much you can do and only so much one-on-one time you can have with it. But through this, you're also giving learners that type of ownership. And I'm quite sorry to say that it sounds like a lot of these AI in education aspects seems to like it's built off the premise of there's a good internet infrastructure, there's everything, it's type of device orientated. But it's not just that. When I think about things like in translation, so in South Africa, there's 11 official languages. And what we also finding that when we're looking at different type of resources, especially online, the majority of it is in English, and English is only so only spoken by so much individuals. What about the Afrikaans learner, the isiZulu learner, the Tswana learner, all those type of things? So leverage AI to be able to, if you're getting a good lesson plan of a good activity or some good resources, you can use artificial intelligence to translate it, because the large language models have become so sophisticated that it is really, it tends to really be good at processing and doing language translation, and you should definitely um, try that. It doesn't because the system frowns upon it. You know, I have a standing in terms of the system, and maybe it be contrary to many's belief, but this is my thought process. I'm always just like, look, if it's only me, it's only me. Just because it cannot be rolled out widely from a systems perspective or the industry bodies, um, I am going to do what I can do because I can do it, and I can do it now because now is the only thing. So, you and you have probably seen it in the context of education that it sometimes even maybe the learners or the individuals that you didn't think is going to amount to something, but it does. Or the things that you thought you said, maybe it was a motivational thing or a lesson that you gave, was overlooked. But in a class of 50, there's going to be a few out of that 50 that are really listening to you, that are really waiting for you to do something amazing, be it even if there's one tablet and you're showing them a video of artificial intelligence, or if you're doing it in the one way, that one thing really sits with them. And that's what learners actually take and what drive them. So when I think about educators, facilitators, you are the individuals that are really cultivating the minds of the innovators of tomorrow. And from that aspect, I look at it. So, I mean, maybe I shouldn't say this, but irrespective of what the system thinks is right or wrong, if I can incorporate some type of relevant and reality into my type of teaching and learning in this aspect, I want to expose my learners an application that's good and well and that's ethical and that's safe. I'm going to do it because it's my responsibility. On a wide scale, the department is not there yet. If I wait for them, I'm going to be waiting a very long time. Yeah, but it seems like I'm preaching now instead of um, instead of talking a bit more in terms of this AI in education. So tools you can use, Khan Academy, Quizlet, and Chat GPT for those different type of aspects that I've listed. And in terms of, it seems like some of you have already been incorporating AI in some of your lesson preparation, but maybe think, how can I really incorporate it in my teaching of creating activities? And from that point, I would just want to just ensure that I do this while um, we're still within the time. So I'm just adding a document there, which is, sorry, let me just take this here quickly. Okay. Am I sending it? Perfect. So this is the document that I created for us. So based off everything that we learned, I created a document with 8 to 9 AI applications that you can start to use today, already. All of them have free models. Some of them are 100% free. Um, and this is really for you to be able to take what you've learned today, what you've been inspired by, and see how you can start to incorporate this within your own field or your day to day that you're busy with. So, and you'll see the document is set up in a way that it gives you the application name, an overview of the application, why it's valuable. I think that's important because you're going to want to know, why should I even look at Magic School AI or Teachly, you know? It also tells you in terms of what the payment plan is. If it's free, what does that limitations look like? Do I've got 50 instances I can use a day, or can I only use it with 30 learners? And if you have that limitations, it's going to come back to prompt engineering. I've got 20 devices, or I've got 10 pieces of paper, but I've got 20 learners. How can I make the best out of that? And then also the direct hyperlink, which is going to take you to that platform. So please do look through it. Um, and I'm convinced that if not all 8 works for you, there's going to be one that's going to be of benefit to you